Here, Nita, your favorite diva, and I'm back for another trailer reaction. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Let the diva know you stopped by. Make sure you subscribe if you like the vibe. If this is your first time here, welcome and welcome back, Diva Squad. You know we do. We're getting ready to get into this trailer. And I give it 3 out of 5 stars. It knew what it was, and it delivered just that. I'm doing a trailer reaction. On Nita the Diva's channel. This is Well, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Nita, your favorite diva, and I am back to talk Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black. And first of all, what I want to say is Tyler Emmitt Perry Jr., I know you are lying to me. This movie was so unserious, y'all. I mean, it was just so unserious, y'all. So let me just go ahead and give you my overall thoughts on the the movie itself. Now, y'all know that I don't posture myself as a film critic, more like a movie pundit, a film pundit, where I just like to talk about the movies and the shows and stuff like that. And in my opinion, this movie was so unserious because there was not a tone. Leave it to me, I would have thought it was a comedy. However, we are talking about a lot of triggering, traumatic experiences that people can experience in domestic partnerships and stuff like that. So, given the subject matter, I really, really, really the tone was just not it. It was just not it. The acting. I wasn't a fan of the acting either. I was not. I'm sorry. I just wasn't. I know Debbie Morgan is a veteran. She did a pretty good job as far as what was given to her in the role. Corey Hardrick, what was he given? He was given Ike Turner from What's Love Got to Do with It, baby. And Megan Good is just giving a sad, it's giving Megan Good. I mean, I didn't see an actress. I just seen Megan Good, just And then also too, side note, ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Art imitating life, ma'am. You can't love abuse out of someone. You cannot love toxicity out of someone. You cannot love narcissism out of someone. You cannot love these things out of people. And I feel like that's what you were doing in this movie, and that's what you're doing in real life. I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. The funeral scene, Richard Lawson opens up. Oh, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe if you like the vibe over here. Welcome back. All the good stuff. Let's get into it. All right. So Richard Lawson is preaching the sermon at this funeral. You see Ava, Megan Good's character. You see her sitting beside her husband, Dallas, Corey Hardrick's character, and his brother. Now, the funeral, you may not know, the funeral is actually for his brother, Dallas's brother. Now, these people, I forget their name. I don't even care. The terrorist of that city or state or whatever. That particular family, bred of all like not good people, okay? Domestic terrorists, okay? I'm just gonna call it thing. That's just what it was. Every time you turn around, somebody getting plucked off. So they ain't doing stuff that ain't got no business being done. And Richard Lawson in the pulpit actually addresses this issue. Now we're not supposed to be speaking ill of the dead. That's what they tell us, right? That's what they tell us. But Mr. Lawson took it upon himself to put out a warning to the other brothers, the other domestic terrorists that's in the audience, saying that maybe y'all should, don't let him go in vain. Maybe you should learn from this. Maybe you should try to change your life instead of being menaces to society, baby. And when I tell you that sermon took a hard left, I was like,
I was just like, okay, all right. So I'm just sitting up here scratching my head, like, okay, where is this going? So the mama gets up because, of course, I mean, I don't fool with the mama, but yeah, I can understand where the mama was coming. I know where the mama was coming from about, you talking ill about my son, and we're just trying to get him in the ground, okay? But we are grieving at this time and all this other stuff, honey. That was neither here nor there. So she said, "Are you saying my baby boy is in hell?" He rebuttals and he says he's definitely not going to sugarcoat it. He said Dallas was the only one to graduate, and she cuts him off and she said, "And it's not because of your daughter." So he ends up saying, "You live by the sword, you die by the sword." She said, the mama said, "You better show my daughter some respect. She's the reason why we're paying for your son's burial." And why she say that? Why does she say that? Because mama, big mama over here, child, she got the getting up, taking off her clothes. She's like, "I don't need these hand-me-downs," because that's something that church, they kind of throw things in their face when they do something that kind of, "I did this." No. So I don't need these hand-me-downs. Boys, go get Cody. So they go, they follow their mother's rules, she the boss, right? They go get the casket, right? She said, "Nah, nah, 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 nah. Take him out of the casket." I said, "Take him out." I said, "I know you got to be lying to me, okay, baby." She said, "Take him out and put him in the truck." I said, "Lord have mercy." She started throwing the clothes at the lady. I thought she was getting ready to square up and take off her earrings and was trying to fight the first lady, but that's not what she was doing. She was giving her the clothes, the casket, fuck this funeral. You know what I'm saying? She was giving that action, okay? So child, the boys like, oh my God, even for mama, that is crazy, even for her. However, they take that boy out the casket. Child, people passing out, fanning. Ava is freaking out. The pastor said they can have the body. God has already passed judgment on the soul. Honey, and that was the first 7 minutes of the movie. What I will say about this movie, it could have been a good movie. I feel like Tyler got all these discombobulated thoughts and he tries to string them together to produce something like just content for people to consume instead of trying to write a good narrative that is character where you have some character depth, and you can, they're multi-layered, it's multifaceted, is nuance. Like he lacks nuance in his work. But we have heard Tyler Perry say all the time, and we've seen from his successes, y'all, I understand, we've seen from his successes that he does have a huge fan base. He does. Ride or die, I be here for the foolishness sometimes or whatever. But I feel like he really kind of. But if he's not looking for external validation, if he's not looking for any awards, if he's not looking for Oscars, and if that does not matter to him, and all that matters to him is being a creative, putting his work out for the people who appreciate and enjoy it. I don't see what's wrong with that. In one sentence, I don't see what's wrong with that. That's fine. But I would think that he would just want to just do better, because I know he can. I know he can. I know he can do better. And I just really want to see him like elevate a little bit. But I think he's just worried about just putting out content, having stuff for his fan base to consume. And that's just what it is. And you can't fault him for not wanting external validation. He don't care if he's 0% on a Rotten Tomato meter. He don't care because it is. Because he's still getting this. And y'all still gonna watch. Hate watch, good or bad watch. y'all still gonna be watching, okay? So get off my soapbox. Boop, 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 bam. And we back. Come on. So shout out to Ava BFF. What's her name? Rona? Shout out to her. Trying to support Ava during this time. She's the girlfriend that you need, the one that's gonna tell you the truth and not put you in harm's way because, quote unquote, she wants you to have a man, or shout out to Rona. Let's just say that. Just say shout out to her. She's trying to check on her husband, and the BFF advises against it. Okay, they had to take their brother out the casket. The mother takes the daggone body and buries it beside one of the other brothers in the trailer park on grounds that she don't even own. I was like, Tyler, they don't be computing. Like, I think he just be writing too fast. Child, I know he probably be cracking himself up. I don't even think he even type his scripts out. I think he just be writing down some thoughts, and we're gonna try to stream it together however we can. So anyway, Richard Lawson takes his daughter and asks her, where is the line? Where do you draw the line that makes you want to leave him? This is crazy. And Ava pretty much hammers home that, you guys made such a big deal about marriage. Marriage is important to her. Y'all raised me to, good, bad, all that stuff or whatever, like the stuff that the Christian, like I said, it's a lot of things that we could be exploring in this movie, but with nuance. Like, they're saying the things, like I see the bullet points, I see the things and stuff like that, because religion, that programming that people have ingested and been raised up on, that stuff is at a detriment to Black women, especially because all you hear, good or bad, sickness and health, like there is no line, and it subjects you to oppression, abuse, being violated, like all of the things, just because you've married this person. And I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I think it puts women in a trick bag. I mean, it's something that it feels like a rite of passage for most young women, and then you have to kind of grow out of it. And some women never do. Some women never get the opportunity to, and some people will love themselves enough to say enough is enough. So, that was one of the things. And she said, we try to let you do what you want. Look, this is how you ended up with this psycho over here. Okay, so obviously we let you do what you want. But he was trying to talk some sense into her. She wasn't hearing it. Ava pulls up to the trailer park. They burying him. She apologizes, and the one brother said, it's not your fault. She said, the hell if it ain't. Then Dallas comes out the house. Shit face, girl. 2 sheets to the wind, okay? He definitely has a drinking problem. Trying to drive, trying to snatch the keys from Ava. Ava wants to drive because he's been drinking too much. He's giving her the goddamn blues. He said, this is the last time I let you embarrass me in front of my family. I heard them laughing at me. They was not laughing at you, boy. What the hell are you talking about? He cuckoo in the head. You always trying to change me instead of liking me the way I am. She calls it love. He's like, get your goddamn hands off me. You don't love me. Get out the truck, or he'll drag her ass up out the truck. And girl, guess what? I totally believe him. I think he ends up going back into the house or whatever, and she's sitting up there waiting for him. He must have pulled a fast one and act like he was going in the house, and then takes his ass to the damn bar with a Honda Cars B. Shout out to Funky. And she falls asleep in a car. The mama come banging. Boo, 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 boo. So what the fuck is wrong with this lady? She was like, what you doing? Get off my land. She was like, this, what are you doing? She was like, I'm waiting for Dallas. She was like, Dallas is gone. He ain't here. So then, child, she goes down to the local bar because she know her husband. She go down to the local bar with a Honda Cars B, and he's causing chaos and confusion. Of course. What I tell you? Domestic terrorism. These boys, domestic terrorists, okay? The brothers talk shit to her or whatever, putting her down. She goes to wait in the car. The man, the bartender or the owner, he was saying like, I wanted him out. I was gonna put him out, but I didn't because of you or whatever. Like he was gonna call the authorities and stuff like that. But he was like, I didn't want, the only reason why I didn't do it is because of you. Child, she don't care, he don't care. So then next thing you know, she goes back to the car and wait for him to come out. Then we see this dude named Benji. Now Benji, tall as hell. He looked like he about 6'6", 6'7". Looked like he about 250 pounds. Big dude, right? Girl, just because they big don't mean nothing. Okay, we're gonna as we get through this recap, we're gonna see that it's not gonna mean nothing. So Dallas ends up, he seems like he's the one that got away or whatever. Maybe he wasn't getting into his bigness until like later on down the line. And then sometimes too, you know how they say something about, when you're young, you feel like when you see something that's broken, you want to, it's kind of like a challenge for you. Like, I can fix it. I can do this. My love is so special. My love is enough to change you. So I'm like, did she like bad boys? Did she like challenges? Did she was like, we're going to set him on the straight and narrow or something like that? I'm trying to figure out what was the thought process there when she was marrying him. And then she also had a Benji over here that was trying to get with her. So I'm trying, you like bad boys? You going to learn the bad boy lesson, okay? You better get you a square. Get you a square. It'll save you a lot of time, trouble, heartache, and all that other stuff. Dallas comes out making accusations about Benji and Ava talking, might be messing around and all this other stuff. Then the brothers come out, start to threaten him. Then the owner comes out with a shotgun and was like, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go, Benji. I'm about to close the bar. The bar is closed. Okay. So Benji gets in his truck and he leaves. Dallas is trying to drive again. His older brother tells him that Ava is driving. And then his big brother and Dallas start tussling too. I said, Lord, this is a fool. Okay. She wakes up in the bed alone. He's laid up in the bathroom by the toilet like he's getting sick. He was kind of like in a nightmarish state, like a sleeping state. Like, I don't know if it was just that he was too drunk and he had his eyes closed, but he reveals that his mama had him unalive, his daddy, because his daddy was beating on her a lot or whatever. And so, okay, so she hears that or whatever. And I feel like whenever he has this bad behavior, he'll provide some kind of justification for the bad behavior. And then she was like, oh, maybe I could just love him more. Maybe he won't act so stupid. So she's trying to love the crazy out of him. That's what I got written down in my notes. She made him breakfast. He doesn't eat it. He comes downstairs. He was like, I got to go to work. So she getting a funeral together. She working. She cooking. She cleaning. She look good. She loving you. And all you got is old Henri. And that's why Tyler, that's why you can't date the bus driver. That's why you can't, if he can only pay the light bill, because that nigga is not going to be happy with himself on the inside. And in turn, he's going to terrorize you. Okay? So that's why you don't marry down, y'all. Just don't, because they'll never be happy with themselves, and it will always be inner struggle to even respect and give you something. So let me get off that or whatever. So she said she wants to talk about some of the things that he brought up last night, and he avoids it, blames it on the alcohol. Child, I believe it. I believe it. Ava came to pick up her BFF for work. So the BFF is Rona. I think her husband name is Will, and they work at the bank together. They've been friends for 16, 17 years, I think they said. She was like, you are too good for him to treat you like that. Child, sound like how somebody be talking about my son, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. Do you think by putting up with his mess is going to make things get better? She was like, you like to rescue cats and you like to rescue niggas. I said, come on, bitch. That's the friend that you need in your ear, the one that's going to challenge your silly ass and that irrational thinking that you have. You need someone to challenge you. And thank you, Rona, for being that girl. So he comes home. He's like, we got dinner plans, reservations at 7. She was like, I just got home from work. Let me take a shower. He was like, why are you doing all that? She said, it's not going to take me long. It actually didn't take it. It took her less time than what she said. I think she said she'd be down at like 6:40 or 6:45. She came down at 6:30. Girl, to an empty ass house. This nigga done left her. This nigga done left her. How you leave your date? You think they just want to see you? Child, he rolls out. He rolls up to the restaurant without her. Comes in bossing everybody around. I don't know what he get. I don't know why he think he King Tut up in this piece. Like he. I mean, when I tell you, domestic terrorists, grocery stores, churches, bars, restaurants, banks, doesn't matter. That nigga's gonna act an ass every goddamn time. Every time. Okay? Child. So anyway, Rona was pissed. He shows up. She was like, where's Ava? He was like, I don't know. She in the house somewhere. She in the house somewhere. I left her. She was like, no, the fuck you did not. No, you didn't. She rolls her eyes. She gets up because I think she was going to either go get her or something like that. But by the time she was doing all that, Ava was coming into the house. I mean, coming into the restaurant. So she's not, because she's used to Dallas acting like this. And her BFF was pissed. And she was like, look, if I'm not mad, you don't have no reason to be mad. Okay. I was like, oh my goodness, girl. He is doing a number on you. Dallas is giving her the silent treatment. He said he can't remember the last time they had a nice night. And baby, it's probably because of you. You're the problem. That's why you ain't had a nice night. You could have had a nice breakfast this morning. You could have had a nice dinner tonight. But what did you decide to do? You decide to leave her. You decide to, she spent her hard-earned time and money and energy to fix you breakfast. You don't want it. The reason why we don't have a good time is because of you, my guy. Girl, I can't believe she even got edges because the way he tussled to her, she shouldn't even have no edges. I don't even know how she got edges, child, because he is swinging you every which way but loose, and you are allowing it. Anyway, he hollers out that he wants a divorce. He's getting all worked up because he done had bourbon after bourbon after bourbon. He's getting all worked up. He talking about he wants a divorce. We don't have no kids, so this should be easy. You keep the house. Your parents gave you the down payment. I don't want to hear their goddamn mouth. He ain't paying no goddamn alimony. You got a good job at the bank. I got a lawyer to look over the papers and sign the goddamn paperwork. I want a divorce. I said, no, the fuck this nigga did. Excuse me. Child, she looking all surprised or whatever. Girl, boo. I'm like, you ain't said nothing but a motherfucking word. You got the papers right now? Hello? Anyway, the BFF, Rona and Ava are talking in the car. She's talking about she's giving him the best years of her life, which most of the time we do. When you don't leave, when you should leave, you do end up giving them your best years. But she still looks great, so don't worry about it. She's starting to question her self-worth because all that stuff does play a part. A marriage kind of feels like a failure sometimes. Like when you're first grieving the process, it'll feel like a failure. But what it should be, it should be a lesson. It's a lesson in the game of life. You take what you learn and you just do better at the next stage. Okay, so don't think of divorces as failures. You think of them as lessons. and just have a lot of compassion for yourself, forgive yourself, all the things. So um her BFF encourages her and tells her, girl, you are still a baddie, and is. Okay. She drops her off, and then she gives her an envelope. And in that envelope is a letter of all the stuff, like, all you, girl, you know what Dallas did, or the stuff that she's seen Dallas do. She's written it down. Every bad thing that man did to her, she's written it down in a Leah 4-page letter. Okay. And it was just about 4 pages, probably back and front, because he was a domestic terrorist. He was. He was. He was. He was. So, child, she was like, I don't need that. I didn't ask you to do that. And I was like, this, I can understand someone taking offense to that. However, in the grand scheme of things, she needs to see this. A lot of times in relationships, you cling on to the good times and you want to ignore the bad times. But I think in this situation, she wants you to do some self-reflecting. She wants you to take this as a learning lesson and not a failure, and understand all of what you've been through, all the torment that he's put you through. You need to see it so you can purge. It'll be so much easier to cut the cord if you're not holding on to the good and you look at all of the bad. So I love that for her. I'm glad she did it. I don't even think Ava read it. I don't think she read it, but guess who did read it? Mama. Mama. So she was so distraught, she ends up going home. So she takes the letter and she gets her purse and she gets in the car and she drives. Her parents live like an hour and a half up the way, and I think she lives in Atlanta, or or Alabama or something like that. So it's like an hour and 30 minutes. I need to talk to you. So, oh yeah. So she was so distraught. She ends up taking the letter, her purse, driving up to her parents' house. Her mom checks in on her and she just breaks down and cries. She was like, "Oh, it's not that bad, is it, baby? Is it that bad? Is it that bad?" Yes. Yes. It's that bad. Mhm, mhm. Yeah, it's that bad. So anyway, um, she just comforts her and all that stuff. Like, I guess until she goes to sleep or something like that. Her supervisor suggests that she should take some time off. Um, I guess she'll think about it. We don't know. She tells her mom that she did everything. She cooked, she cleaned, she went to church. She tried to get him to go to therapy. We can't just pray. Prayer is just the first thing. We have to move into action. Faith without works is dead. Yes, we can pray. Yes, we can do everything else, but we have to really put the action behind it, whatever. Ava goes for a run. She's reminiscing about the past, the good times, of course. What I tell you, she cries. She comes home and finds her mother crying, like bawling, boohoo crying, reading all the horrible things that Rona has written in that letter about that psychopath, and the hell and the torment that he was putting her daughter through all those years, them 10 years that they were married. hmm hmm She was reading it. She was reading it, and the only thing as a mother you just be like, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong, Jesus? No, no. These kids, hard head, soft ass. A lot of times, you just got to chuck it up to they want to be hard headed and they going to do what they want to do. But she said, I thought I could love him through it. What I tell you, you cannot love them through it. Child, they will drag you every which way but loose. You better let it go. Let it go. I know the story resonates with a lot of people. I'm like, there are elements that's there. That's why I say it has the bullet notes, the bullet points. But he needs somebody that can get in there and flesh the characters out. Um, she was like, "Baby, why didn't you tell us what he was doing?" She said she was embarrassed. She didn't want to disappoint them. She just said she's sorry. And she was just trying to stick it out for better or for worse. Just like y'all told me in church. There's that word again. Mom blames herself and finds herself grief stricken. And she tells her that she's proud of her and that she loves her. She couldn't be more proud of her. So it's no need to be having no embarrassment. Proud of you, love you. You did the best that you could with what you could, with what you knew, or whatever. And a lot of women go through suffering in silence. Because look, Tiana and Iman, Mad Day's here. Weren't they 11 couple? Weren't they couple goals? Even through the divorce, she was still trying to protect him and his image. But he had no concern of protecting her and his children. Not on Mad Day. No, no, no. Y'all better stop trying to protect these heathens, these terrorists, these menace to societies. You better stop trying to protect them. Put that shit on Front Street. That's what's wrong with them now. They don't like accountability. They don't want nobody to clock them for being less than what they supposed to be. That's why they still sit in ignorance and keep on doing the same thing without trying to better themselves. That's what they do. Because they know they got another girl waiting in the wings talking about over here. Girl, no. Wake up. The dad walks in while they're both crying and stuff. He's like, what the hell is going on here? Well, he didn't say hell, but that's part of what he was thinking. The mama said, we having our periods. And he said, I'm going to go feed the horses. She said, usually that'll get them out of here, okay? So Ava calls her BFF and asks her if she had told her mom about the letter. No, bitch, you left the letter out, girl. What are you talking about? Why would she sit up there and out you like that? Ava, girl, I just want to shake her shoulders, girl. Stop. She says no. She found it, but we did have a much needed conversation, so it was good for something. Ava and the daddy takes a ride. They have a little small talk. They run into Benji in the store. The daddy has set this up because they want her to be with Benji. But baby, when I tell you, we just got the divorce announcement happening, and you sitting up here trying to set me up before I even lick my wounds and heal my heart, and you tossing this other man up in my face. I was like, see, that's people problem now. That's people. They're going from people, jump from people to people to person to person to person to person. Don't heal, don't self-reflect, don't learn the lessons, don't nothing. Just getting underneath somebody else just to move on. Benji invites her to the fair. She seems like she wasn't interested, but it felt like, he kept seeing them like, hoo, I'm here. Like, it's a better option right here. And another of the tropes, the nice guy finishes last or whatever, like that. I mean, we're not saying that the stereotypes don't exist. Let's explore other options, Tyler. Okay. So the sermon was learn to let go. There's a lesson in it. Rise up so you can learn the lesson so you never have to learn it again. And I said, you better preach. So Benji is at church again. How coincident? Is this a coincidence? I ask you. Is this a coincidence?
Is it a coincidence? I ask you. Is it a coincidence?
She didn't know Daddy was putting her business on Front Street, basically. Benji comes to ask Mom to go buy something from his daughter. They have like this little setup or something outside the church. Benji comes back over and offers her some water because she was coughing because I guess the cookies wasn't good or whatever. He admits that he's divorced and he relates to her situation and all that other stuff. She goes to her dad and said, please stop trying to hook me up with another man. She needs more time to heal and get her heart right. Her dad says, fine. He shows her some of the home videos, right? And how much potential she had, how happy she was as a child. And I tell y'all this all the time. You give them a great foundation. They have great, memories and had a great upbringing. And as soon as they hit like 18, like something just happens. And then everything you did is bad. And then they get twisted on some other kind of course trying to find themselves and do some things or whatever. And then they get knocked off their horse. And then they want to come back and be like, oh, I got all this childhood trauma. So he's showing the home videos like, yes, look at this. You track star, getting medals, doing graduating and birthday parties. He's showing all this stuff. And then he plays a home video of her wedding day. And the mayhem and chaos and confusion, she didn't smile not once that day. Not once. The mother-in-law was terrorizing her. Dallas was saying shit to her, like talking shit to her as well on her special day. Girl, he was like this. I ain't see you smile not one time that day. It's crazy. It's crazy. He said, they never thought she'd end up with somebody like Dallas. He said, we gave you joy, love, and a good foundation. Now, how that turned into that? Because the desperation of women. When women think that they gotta have a man right away. They need a man. Any kind of man. It don't need, it can be half a man. I'll take your man too. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, girls. Like, come on. We gotta raise the standards, okay? Because they need to do work on themselves. They do. Don't use all your energy. Don't let them drain you of your energy, siphon it from you to make them feel better. No, you go make yourself feel better. You go do what you need to do, and don't be expecting me to do it. Okay? So there's that. He said you were hell bent on proving us wrong. You are the girl in those videos, happy and healthy. Show the wedding footage. The mama's cussing her. Girl, I already talked about it. He said, I didn't talk to you about how a man should treat you, but I thought I demonstrated the type of man you will want. I showed you. I hold your mother's hand. I open her doors. I love her. I kiss her. I make her feel special. I do this. I do that. Love is an action word, y'all. Love is an action word. It's not just something you just throw out whenever you're trying to, get something done, but it's action. And you have to have action on the side of that word, or it means nothing. Okay. He said you had those examples set for you, and you still let him talk to you like a piece of trash. I said, y'all, they love misery. They love misery, and don't be his doormat. Okay. So they go to the fair, whatever. Of course, she runs into Benji with his daughter. He has a lot of animals. They take a walk. They sit on the back of a truck in silence, drinking a bottle of whiskey. And I'm like, girl, whiskey? You got a glass of wine? It's like, no. They talk, getting comfortable with each other. And then she tells him that she wants to be with him. He was like, no, I think you had a little bit too much to drink. He was like, He was like, no, I don't want you to be outside your body. I want you to be inside your body. I want you to be coherent. Like I want to make sure you want this. So he kisses her on the forehead, says he wants to, but not because of the alcohol. She falls asleep. He makes a fire and some tea for her for a little hangover, I guess, child. She goes back home and packs to go. Well, she goes back to her parents' house and then she packs to go back home. She returns back to work, so she didn't take no time off. She returns back to work. The BFF is happy. She tells her she looks good, as she should, because she's trying to get herself together. His brother sends Dallas a picture of Ava and Benji talking, and he was like, "She always been cheating on me. Get that divorce." So Dallas is at the bank, hollering and making a goddamn scene. The BFF is sticking up for her. He's threatening everyone, cussing, carrying on, acting a donkey. Okay. Divorce day. They get into it. The lawyer suggests that she gets counsel to look over this paperwork. Now, what I thought he was going to get her with a give me gotcha, but he didn't. It seemed like it was on the up and up. But the way the lawyer said that, it just made me like, oh, maybe he trying to pull a fast one on her. She signs. She signs. Dallas said that she's trying to embarrass him. His friend said, "You the one asked for the damn divorce." Just gone, gone, gone. Rona gives her some kind of pill. I think it was like a gummy or something like that, and tells her to take it. It'll help her sleep. Rona has planned a fuck you and divorce party. What was it? Fuck you, nigga. By a divorce party with some male. I don't know if they were strippers, but they were topless. It was like her lady friends, and then of course, it was her husband there. Benji was there, and I'm like, well, why do we got these men with no clothes on around other men? Well, I'm sorry, maybe they don't feel like that, but it just felt weird, felt odd. Then of course, Benji walks up, kind of odd. Like I said, they're having a pretty good time. She's dancing, having a good time. So I guess that gummy done got her loose. Um, They get a heads up that Dallas is sitting outside the house. The BFF hubby, Will, comes out and tells him to leave. He keeps coming at him, trying to come in the house, but then he ends up driving off. And for me, Will, we're gonna have to have heart to heart. Like, yeah, you kind of like preventing him from doing things, but I feel like, are you holding him accountable? Like, are you really telling him the things that he needs to know, the things that he needs to hear? Are you telling him that he is doing wrong and that he needs to get himself together? That is the thing that men need to hear from other men, not this fucking silent ass bro code where y'all don't check each other. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And y'all need to stand on that and chin check your partner when he needs to be chin checked. Anyway, Benji ends up taking her home. They end up doing doing the nasty, like they wanna do. Okay. They're doing the grown woman thing. She calls him a good man. You're all I need. Oh yeah, the Isley brothers. They yeah, when that song came on, I said, oh, they about to get it in. Child, everything. Picking up, flinging you all back and forth, facing the place, everything. All that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. She deserved it, or whatever. He falls asleep. She's getting ready for work. She goes down, and Dallas is at the kitchen island, eating a goddamn bowl of cereal. Baby, when I tell you my mouth was on the floor, I was like, oh, really? Child, it was a mess. He said he doesn't need a key to get into his own house. She was like, I changed all the locks. He said, oh, I'm just going to give you another chance. Don't worry about the divorce. I'm going to give you another chance, so you can prove yourself. I was like, I'm going to send it to the group. Even I get ready. Take here, baby. Fuck out of here. What are you talking about? You're going to give me another chance. The foolishness. He said he gonna go upstairs and take a shower in his own damn house. Ava, as soon as you see that nigga sitting at that damn kitchen island, You should have been hollering Benji's name from the start. You don't holler Benji's name once your psychopath ex-husband get up into the bedroom. That's not when you... Oh, Lord. He ends up getting a drop on old boy because, you know, of course he was in the bed. He was taken by surprise. But he ends up getting a drop back on him, puts him in a headlock, puts him to sleep, rock the bye, baby. And then next thing you know, he's sitting up there looking like, well, what is happening? What's going on? Ava, I know Megan Good is a $1.05, if that. You mean to tell me she is picking this nigga up by his leg and dragging him down the stairs of her house while this big, almost 7 foot, 250-pound nigga just sitting there looking at her like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Look, I can't make it up. A gentle giant, huh? Okay. Girl. I don't know about that. Finally, she's like, help me. And then so he picks him up and puts him in his truck. She gets to slapping him in the face and slap, slap, slap. Don't you come back over here. Don't bring your ass back over here again. And she slams his car door, breaks the window in the car. I said, where did this incredible hawk ass woman come from? We dragging niggas down the steps. We breaking car doors. Like, what is going on? I digress. She goes back into the house with Benji. He's saying that this is crazy. You have to report this. She was just like, no, it's okay. And I just need to go to work. And he's looking like, baby, this is the same, another day with the same shit, different day. This is normal for her, obviously. Okay. Dallas is outside her job again. So now he on stalker, obsession stalker. Like we already had that though. He's been doing that the whole time. Rona said, you need a restraining order. She said, Benji said y'all was just fighting in your house. She's like, oh yeah. I was like, she gotta still be soft on him, making excuses for him. Benji comes home to find all his animals poisoned, dead to the bed, dead to the grass, all of them. It looked like it had to be about 12. I said, that's how you know when you got a psychopath on your hand, right? When you kill like stuff like that, when you kill animals, psycho. Okay. So poison them. Richard Lawson was there. The daddy was there. He said, obviously, Dallas did this. Oh, well, if you don't have no proof, you don't have no cameras, blah, blah, blah. You already know. He's like, you know he did it. So Benji lets it slip out that Dallas was at his daughter's house, Ava's house this morning. The dad flips out and leaves. He's upset. Baby, when I tell you, Richard Lawson, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. The BFF, the hubby, scares Dallas off. And he was like, why are you outside like this? Finally leaves. Ava talks to Benji. He explains that Dallas poisoned and killed the animals or whatever. She apologizes. She said he's not going to let that keep her from him. She admits that he was the best that she ever had. I'm like, girl, you ain't really got nothing to compare it to, okay? You'll be saying, the next person you be with, you're going to be like, oh, you the best I ever had. Then the next one, oh, no, you the best I ever had. Girl, keep on living. Keep on living and keep on having experiences, baby. Because you don't have nothing to compare to. The bar was probably already in hell. He looked like you did all the work. That's what it looked like Dallas on. He looked like he on that. So anyway, the dad is calling the mom on the cell in the grocery store. She runs into Dallas. He knows her routine. He was like, you still come to the market on Tuesday like clockwork? They get the tongue tussling, going back and forth or whatever. He's insulting her, screaming at her, grabbing her arm and stuff like that. She tries to leave, and he's screaming at her, insults, blaming her, blaming the mama for her leaving him again. Her leaving him when he asked for the divorce. Okay. Daddy is back at home installing cameras and locks because look, he putting out all these rifles and shotguns. He's putting the guns strategically in where she needs to have them around the house, in the cupboards, in the kitchen island, all over the kitchen. Where if you need to get to something, there it is. Okay. Rona was like, perfect. I love it. I love it. I said yes. So then they back at Rona's house in the backyard talking. Benji's there with her, of course. Dallas walks in. Rona was like, I got a restraining order against you. She got a restraining order. You need to leave. Then she picks up the Rona is me and I am Rona. Okay? Listen, I am that. We calling the police. We not playing no games going back and forth or whatever with this terrorist. No, you gonna get up out my house right now. They start talking about, oh, the hubby gets up in Dallas' face. He embarrasses her. Oh, he embarrasses the best friend by bringing up an old infidelity that they had during the course of their marriage. So their marriage ain't perfect either, but it's better than what the piece of shit that she got over there. She plays it off because you can't never let them see you sweat, right? But it obviously hit a nerve because she thought the party was a one and done or something like that. But he said, I think the way Dallas said it, he said it in a manner where it seemed like it's either ongoing or it went on longer than what he had admitted to. So the story sounds a little different. So she like, nigga. She went to the house, visibly upset after he left. She was like, no, you can stick around for the police because I'm about to call them. So he smooths everything over. The husband, Will and Rona, he smooths everything over for the most part, but she still seems pissed. I think she said he was sleeping on the couch too, so there's that. Someone calls, and it's a small town or whatever. Someone calls and tell the dad that Dallas put his hands and roughed up his wife in the grocery store. He get pissed again. He gets out some more hammers, some more boom boom pows, okay, and heads to the trailer park, banging on the door. Meanwhile, the mom calls over to Ava, explaining she's screaming to the top of her lungs, asking her to help. Your daddy done went on over to Dallas mama house, and they are going to kill him. They gonna kill him in the most dramatic fashion. The way she was screaming on that damn phone, it was crazy. And the mama tells him to stop banging on her damn door. He's upset and screaming. Dallas finally comes out. He's getting so upset. He fires a warning shot, but the other brothers quickly came with their weapons. So, of course, like, my thing about it is Daddy should have got the pop and tail. Don't sit up there and be pointing no gun at no terrorists, and you're outnumbered. You're on their property. Like, the father was all the way stupid, all the way wrong, all the way. So this nigga, one of the dudes, shoot him in the leg and the calf from behind. They beat him up with bats. They kicking him. The mama told him to stop. You gave him enough. You did enough. Go on in the house. When they get there, he's sitting up there damn near unresponsive in the truck. They take him to the hospital. Everyone's upset. They turn to see Ava, and Ava is gone because she done had a motherfucking nut. Okay? She goes to set a trap for Dallas. She's talking about sex with Benji, egging him on, talking about, ooh, he was the best that I ever had. Girl, riling him up. Now, you playing a dangerous game, sister. I'm just glad it worked out for you, okay? He gets there and he's threatened. He threatens and accuses her of always, cheating on him and being a bad wife or whatever. He puts the hammer on the island. He turns into her. I said, "Ooh!" I said, "You see that dangerous game I was talking about, girl? You see it? Okay." Then he starts to beat her ass. Boom! Backhanding her and throwing her across the room and up against the wall. I said, then she picks up the shotgun after she gets the bruises or whatever. She gets the shotgun, and he was like, "You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna shoot me." She cocked that jump back. I said, "Oh shit!" And as soon as he was about to look like he was about to move, boom! I said, "Oh!" I was like, "Yeah, okay, okay." I wasn't mad at all because we carry over here. You acting a fool? Okay, okay. On site, on site. Okay. They go to the hospital to get her father. Another one of the brothers is gone to gun violence again. So you got the Cody boy that at the beginning gone. Dallas gone. Then the little one with the braids, that the youngest one is gone now. They sitting up there, I guess, identifying the body or something like that or whatever. He gone. She talking about you killed my boy. You know this ain't over. She said it better be. It better be. That's what happened when you keep pushing good people to the limit. Stop pushing people over their limits. It better be good and over. Because you only got two more left standing beside you. You want to have five humps in the ground? Okay. And child, baby, that's how the story went on. Look, the only thing was the only good thing was that she was able to get the drop on them. But at what cost though? At what cost? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's out on that. Y'all let me know. Y'all, I gave it a 1 out of 5. I gave it a 1 out of 5. It was better. Was it better than Mia Copa? Girl, girl. I had so many problems with Mia Copa as well, but I don't know. I felt like he was biting off somebody's material. Addicted. Y'all seen that movie, Addicted? It was a novel by this lady who used to write all the sex stories. Y'all, I can't even think of the lady's name, but it feels like that movie Addicted. And so I was just like, Charlie, you writing, you writing. But this one, straightforward and stuff like that. But like I said, no nuance. Like I said, it's plenty of good lessons in there about how religion um can be a hindrance in your adult life if you take it if you take it the way they preaching it, it will become a stumbling block when you are just in partnerships and in relationships and stuff like that. um yeah, it'll have you messed up. It'll have you messed up. So um I like that they kept shining the light on that and how a child interprets that and how they apply it in their adult life and stuff like that. Like, but you do know that Dallases of the world exist, and that's what I was saying. I was just like, I was just telling my son. He was asking me because I like Sexy Red got a couple little bops or whatever, but I don't relate to her. I don't her experience that doesn't, you know what I'm saying, like that. But there are people out here in the world like that, and so that's why I always say about the Tyler Perry, like he writes from trauma. He doesn't ever write anything in a good way where we look good or anything like that. He really loves to explore trauma, explore, exploit. You know how to what we say about the other people, trauma porn. Just a different way of doing it. Trauma porn. So yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, child, I couldn't even take it seriously after that first 7 minutes. So I was just watching just to be watching because it was just something. And it was like an hour where the plot wasn't moving. It was like we were doing the same thing, just a different day, or it was just like it didn't need to be over 2 hours long. You didn't explore anything. You didn't explore a backstory. You didn't explore nothing. Nothing. I felt like the damn movie took place in the course of about a weekend. So it's not like you were exploring anything deep. Like a lot of that stuff could have been cut out. What are we here for 2 hours for? 2 hours and 1 minute to be exact. Child, Tyler Perry, do better. Okay? Do better. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, I'm curious as all the comments. Did that 7 minutes take you out the way it took me out? I'm interested to hear what y'all got to say in the comments down below. As always, I'm Nita, your favorite diva. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you come back, y'all. Bye.